Hey everybody, it's Ben from BS Productions. Right here is Zorro. She was bugging me, so I thought I'd put her on camera. Hi. Sometimes you can hear me out in my videos when I do commentary on games. Our other little brat, Chewy's over there sleeping next to Shallon. But I wanted to make this series. Shallon and I have been talking about this for a while. She's gonna make her own. This is mine. This is Ben Blogs, episode 1. In this one, I'm going to be talking about mental health and video games. Now, I know you ready to get down or you want to stay in here for another minute with me. Go ahead. Now, I know you're probably wondering, mental health and video games. I'll explain it during what I'm saying. I had it in my head what to say. I don't write down scripts because I feel like when you're reading the script, you're not really paying attention to the camera and the people. So a lot of stuff I say out of my head. To me, that feels like the best things. To begin with, I am a gamer. I grew up on video games. Born in 82, got my first system in Christmas of 87, 88. I'm pretty sure my aunts know when. It was supposed to be for the entire family, all the kids. But my cousin and my sister just didn't care for it as much. So it ended up becoming mine. And those games were brutal. They were hard to play. I never beat any of them because they were so hard. Well, in 93, we sold it, and I got a Super NES. And first game that I beat that is actually one of my favorite games is Zelda, A Link to the Past. I felt so proud of myself when I beat it. I felt like it was an accomplishment that I had never done. I went on to have other great games on that system. We finally got rid of it, and I went to Sega. And with Sega, I got what they call Sega Channel, 50 games a month, or cable bill. During that time, we moved from our old town to Tulsa, and I will talk about that in another video. And there, I had friends that would come over all the time on a Friday, and we would go play games for several hours after school, and then go to Laser Quest at midnight. My mom's boyfriend, his company, which was American Airlines, had Laser Quest every month, and we would go there and play Laser Quest. And then we would go out to eat like at 3 in the morning. And Zoro, are you trying to get back into this video? And it was fun. I really enjoyed it. My friends did too. It was the thrill of just building up to it. That was when I was in 8th grade, so that was 96, 97. A little bit after that, I got rid of the Sega and I got the N64. With the N64 came GoldenEye, Mario Kart, and the game that was my all-time favorite, Zelda Ocarina of Time. And those games were amazing. I really enjoyed them. And so did my friends. And we played them for... sorry about that. We played them for several years until 2001 when I graduated high school. After I graduated, it just didn't seem like my friends were around as much anymore. They were busy and I was busy. My N64 went from hundreds and hundreds of hours of playing GoldenEye while listening to Blink-182 to sitting there getting dust. And I stopped playing games. And I went through 13 years of really bad times, and I'll talk about that in another video. I'm sorry. I gotta take Zorro out of here. That's much better. 2001, I started working. Like I said, I'll talk about that in another video. Went through 13 years of really hard times. And then in 2016, my aunt came down for the summer to take care of some business. And she gave me her PS3. I had never played PlayStation. I was always a Nintendo person, well, Sega too, but I never did the PlayStation. I couldn't understand the controllers, and I tried the original Resident Evil games, and I couldn't do the tank controls. I just couldn't. And so she gave me the PS3, and I fell in love with that thing. I I play all the time. The very first game I beat was DuckTales remastered, and then I went on to do Ninja Turtles, and then Batman Arkham, uh, Arkham City, I believe. We had a friend over that was staying with us. We were helping him, and he played it with me. We beat it, and it took forever. Did Deadpool. God, that was a hard game. I'll have to play it on here sometime. And just other games. And it became something that I really loved. But I began to also notice it began to help me. When I played it, I began to kind of think clearly in my head. I could think. During that time, I was having a hard time thinking. Some people may not know this, but I am a movie writer. I write scary films. I write slasher flicks. I did write a Christian film. It was really hard to write. My thing's more scary. It's just how I am. I wrote the first script when I was 14, and I wrote it in an old torn up notebook during school time, and then we went on to write another one in the notebook. And during that time, I loved my writing. It defined who I was. It brought out actually the best in me. I couldn't do it. I lost what it was. I went to Script Buddy and I tried and I tried and I tried. It just couldn't get the words out. I had it in my head, but it just couldn't come out. And even to this day, it's hard for it to come out. I want to try it again, but it's hard. But I began to notice when I was playing games, my head did start clearing. It did help me think what I was doing. And then it started helping my hands. I have tremors really bad in my hands and my legs. I take gabapentin twice a day, and it drugs me up. And I take it because it helps me with the tremors and helps me with the pain. I sometimes have tremors when I'm playing a game. That's why sometimes if you see I'm aiming for something and it kind of goes a different way or it doesn't stay still, it's because I was having a hard time keeping it still with my hand because of the tremors or something was going on. I found that I couldn't hold grip real strong. But with the controllers, I begin to be able to hold the grip. And I begin to be able to start thinking clearly. But more importantly, I begin to feel like a badass playing them. I begin to feel like the old me. And that felt good. I begin to have some confidence. Sadly, when I'm offline, there is no confidence. I can't even go into Walmart during the day. I went to Walmart about a year and a half ago during a snowstorm was supposed to come in, and it was so packed out. I had an anxiety attack, and I was so scared. And so this year, when we were having a snowstorm, I was like, "No, I'm not going in. I'm not going in. And we order our stuff online." I found out I have social anxiety. I have PTSD because of stuff that's happened to me. And I'll cover that in our video, like I said. But I had these problems. On top of that, fibro and learning disabilities and other issues. And with fibro comes fibro fog or brain fog, where you can't think. Well, when I play these games, I begin to think. I begin to do real good. And then about 2 or 3 months after we moved in this apartment, we've lived here for 5 years. We lived next door, and then we the 1 bedroom, and then we moved into the 2 bedroom. And our bedroom is where we're kind of making one of the offices. The PS3 games are in here, and the PS4s are in the living room. But I put in this one video game, and I played it, and it did something to me. It hooked me in to the story. It made me feel. I actually cried. It made me feel the depression, the sadness, the hurt, the anger, the anxiety. And the game, we all know the name. It was The Last of Us. Big shocker. That game made me feel those things. When Henry and Sam killed themselves, which if you've been watching my live streams, I played that last night, that part. I cried. I cheered when Joel saved Ellie. I think he did the right choice. Wasn't going to lose another daughter because of them. Society already killed his daughter. He wasn't going to lose another one. So by the end of it, he was saying, screw society. I got my kid back. And that, like I told my wife, to me, that felt like a love story, not in, love story way, but in a father and daughter love story way. And it was a beautiful, well done story that really grabs your heart and makes you think. But it also has interesting theories about mental illness and the struggles they go through. My wife wants to do a video on those. So I think it's going to be one of her first ones. I don't know when she's going to do it, but she's going to do it. That game dealt with some really good issues. And it made me see that video games have the power to not just use our imagination, but to help us, to give us a great story that feels like a movie or a TV series or a book series. You get invested in the characters, but they also deal with real life issues. And so sometimes their issues become your issues, and you begin to understand that. I truly believe that video games help people with mental illness, people that are struggling, people that have anxiety, people that have problems thinking. These things help them. These are tools. I believe God creates tools to help us for a reason. But here's something else I want to talk about, and I don't know, this might piss some people off. I'm tired of people blaming video games on violence. Everywhere I go, video games fault, movies fault, music fault. Bullshit. I'm sorry, but bullshit. It's not. It is not that. You take away that stuff, you're always going to have that violence. I've said this many times. The Bible, David cut off Goliath's head. Don't tell me that's not violent. That's a great lesson to teach in Sunday school. What'd you learn today? David cut off Goliath's head. The way we talk about violence it's crazy. It's a cop out. You really want to know what it does? It puts a band-aid over the problem. But eventually the band-aid comes off and we are still stuck with the problem. And this is just my opinion. But I think one of the issues, the message of the problems is the way we treat each other in society, the way we treat people. the way we talk about people. If we talk shit about somebody, that's going to hurt their feelings. And eventually that person could break. You want to stop these violence? Look, I'm against guns, but that's not going to stop the violence. I realize that, and I know that. So I'm not even going to touch the gun issue. But you really want to stop it? Start treating each other with respect, with love. As a Christian, I strongly believe God wanted us to love, not the other way around. Not this hate that you see in this world today. Gosh, you realize we have people coming out that are actually acting like Nazis in this country? Hello, World War II. We fought against them. We stopped them. We've lost a lot of good soldiers in that war. To me, when we sit there and we go back to that place, that's kind of a spit in those people's faces, in my opinion. We need to make a difference. We need to help one another. We need to love one another. Whether you're gay, straight, bi, whether you're white, black, or white African, white Hispanic, Chinese, or Asian. I mean, sorry, it doesn't matter. We need to love one another and treat each other with respect. Then, then we can make a difference. Then things can change. But we also need to deal with the problem of bullying. If a kid bullies somebody, discipline the kid. Stop the kid. Don't blame the victim. If a victim's getting bullied and they fight back, don't blame the kid that's fighting back. Blame. Oh, hey, hon. Making my video. Usually gonna be live saying cool. See, you're in the background. And close the door. That's too funny. She's gonna be like, oh, when she sees it later. But it's the way we treat each other. You treat someone like shit, guess what? That person may come back one day and hurt you. And she brought Zoro back in. Oh joy. Really wants attention. And I'm just so sick and tired of people saying it's the video game's fault. And also, parents, be parents already. I go on Friday the 13th at late at night and play it. I go on GTA Online and play it late at night. And I hear these 6, 7-year-olds cussing up a storm. 6 and 7-year-olds. What the heck are they doing playing a game that violent? Then the parents get mad. The game. No. You let the kids get the game. And if you didn't, maybe you should be more aware of what your kids are doing. Don't blame the video games. Don't blame the way things are. We want to really make a change? People need to start being parents. I used to be against spanking, but maybe parents need to spank their kids. I remember this one time, and my aunt's going to laugh at this. I was a little brat. My sister Faith can tell you that. My mom could probably tell you that. My family could probably tell you that. I was spoiled. We would go down to New Orleans in the summertime, my sister and me, and stay the summer. One time, I wanted a toy. I cried. I threw a fit. And my aunt was like, okay. But she's like, started eating a box. She's like, come on, box these up. I'm not sure if I'm telling the story right. She could and stuff. But basically, she was like, you want the new toy? You gotta get rid of all your other toys and give them to other kids who don't have toys. That stopped me. I didn't cry after that because I didn't want to get rid of my toys. There are ways parents can do things without, spanking and stuff. But if a kid's being a brat and cussing and on at 3:30 in the morning, which that has happened, then the parents need to be parents. I mean, 30 in the morning, 4 in the morning, and I'm getting ready to play the game. And I hear this kid get on, and he sounds like he's 6 years old. And he's saying the F word like 10 times in a row. I could not believe it. And it's just like, what the heck? I would never have done that at that age. Shoot, I didn't start cussing until I was a teenager. But people want to blame the video games and the movies. I grew up in the 80s and early 90s when I was a kid in the 80s and 90s. I was born in 82. I grew up on Friday the 13th movies, playing Nintendo, playing video games, playing different things. And those old games, you had shootout games. They sucked, but you had shootout games. And guess what? My friends and me, none of us grew up to be crazy people doing things or people with a lot of hate. It's so easy to blame the games. It's so easy to blame the movies. It's so easy to blame the books. It's so easy to blame the music. It's so easy to blame all that stuff. Because then people don't have to do what they're supposed to do. And that's be parents. Video games can help. I'm trying to find the right words to say here, and Zoro tugging at my pants. Stop! Huh, she is being a brat today. Oh, I love her, but she doesn't go outside. All right. Video games. How do they help me? They give me confidence. They help me think. They help me feel better about myself. That would actually be kind of confidence. They help me with anxiety, depression. They make me feel like a badass. They help with my hands. They are tools to help. And I strongly believe they can help people. Look, don't take my word for it. I'm not a doctor. I can only talk from my own experience. I have fibromyalgia. I have anxiety. I have depression. I have PTSD. I have all these problems. And I play games, but I do everything around my house. In the summertime, my back goes out. And guess what? I may not be able to do things for like one day because I can't move. I can't even sit down and use the bathroom because I hurt and I can't get up. It's happened 2 times past 2 summers. And after like a day, I begin to walk. It hurts like hell. I use a cane. I look like an old 90-year-old man. Walking with a cane. And I walk to the little store down the street. I walk to our mailbox. I begin to walk. And I do that because it helps my back. I might not be able to work because of my problems, but I do things. And one thing I really want to do with this channel is I want to help people. My wife wants to help people. Look, we're just two people that have anxiety problems. My wife has bipolar and I have fibro. We're not perfect. I love video games. I play them on here because I enjoy recording them. And I like to share them with my friends and family. But I also want to get it out there because I think it's something I could do. That's why I really struggle hard with posting it everywhere about our page. But my wife wants to make it more than just that. She wants to make it about mental health too, and I agree. That's why we're creating our blogs. And she wants to create other things too. It's just taking her time to get out there and do it. She's not as open up as I am. And that's because, I don't know. I think I've always been this way. When I'm in front of a camera like this, I don't get scared. When I'm in front of people, That's when my anxiety happens. I don't know. Maybe it's because I don't see the people. But it's like I don't give a shit. I don't know. But our channel, we want it to be about something more. Yes, I know I post video games a lot, and I'm going to deny. I'm going to try to finish The Last of Us. And I'm sorry I don't talk on that. Um, I don't know how to do the microphone thing. I tried. I think we may need a part, and we're poor. And I'm having to get another PS3 that plays on disc. We have two PS3s. We have one that doesn't play disc that my friend gave me for $30, who I sold my N64 to, and another one. And that one, the HDMI went out. So I'm having to get another one with HDMI soon. Our anniversary is in May, so we're looking at getting me a used slim one next month as an anniversary present. And when I get it, I have a shitload of games. I have bought a lot of games for the PS3. It's a hobby. I enjoy doing it. And I haven't played a lot of them. So it'd be fun playing them on here. But anyways, shit, I forgot what I was going to say. This should be the rambling of an idiot. I swear. This video has been long. I'm sorry for making it long. But sometimes videos like this are good. It gives that people out there and people get interested and they're like, huh, this looks interesting. And the topic is interesting. But like I said, I'm not a doctor. So if people are watching there and they're thinking, ooh, it could work for me like it worked for him. I don't know. I mean, you could worth trying. Not going to hurt you to play video games, see if it helps. But I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to sit there and say that's the cure for every problem. No, I strongly believe in medicine. I'm always on my wife about taking her meds, and I take mine 2 times a day. They made me very drug. They made me so drug that sometimes I feel like I'm walking on the wall. I remember one time walking to Come and Go down the street, and usually it's like a 5-minute walk. That walk felt like it took 30 minutes. Each time I got closer, it felt like it just way far, far, far. And it was pills. It made me feel drugged. Sometimes I doesn't, but sometimes it does, and it was really funny. But it helps. It helps me with the pain. You know, we all have our issues. We all have our problems. Each of us has something we have to live with. But guess what? God doesn't give you more than you can handle. Trust me. Eventually, I'll tell you, but I'd rather my wife tell you some of the stuff that happened between 2016 and 2018. It was like a soap opera. Let's just say it's a miracle we're still here. But everything that was thrown at us. Things get better. But more than anything, be yourself. Don't be afraid to have bipolar. Don't be afraid to have fibro. Don't be afraid to have learning disability. Don't be afraid to have motor skill problems. Don't be afraid to have speech problems. Don't be afraid to have problems thinking, having problems walking, having problems with whatever it is. With fibro, it's okay. Be yourself. I hate to say this word, but fuck what everyone else thinks. It's just that simple. Be yourself. Be happy with who you are. God made you that way for a reason. Each of us are different. Each of us has our own uniqueness. God designed us that way. He designed you to be who you are. And guess what? Imperfect in God's eyes is perfect. In a society that tells us you have mental illness, you're dangerous, or if you're special, you're slow, you're stupid, God sees that differently. I'm not trying to preach on this video. Like I said, I'm a Christian. Sometimes I'll talk like that. But I just want to end this with just saying each of you are beautiful. And I mean that. God loves each and every one of us. Come on, guys. Let's make the world a better place. Let's stop talking bad about each other. Let's start helping each other. If you see someone struggling, help them. Give them a lending hand, open a door for somebody, just say hi, smile at them. You never know, a smile could be the thing that changes a person's life. The simple things will always confound the wise. Just be yourself. And with that, I hope you all have a good day, and I will see you on the next stream. If I can mouse